Hello fellow modelers, Bruce here. Today I thought we would continue our discussion of kit manufacturers of old by looking at a different niche in our hobby. Up till now, most of the manufacturers we've looked at have produced kits made of wood, and let's face it, wood and styrene are probably our two leading modeling mediums, but by far not the only ones. There are certainly kit manufacturers, both currently and in the past, that produced kits that had resin walls, and a good number of manufacturers that produced kits that had plaster walls or dental stone walls, or something very similar. And it is that type of manufacturer that we're going to look at today. This manufacturer is called Model Masterpieces, and they were out of Colorado, and so a lot of their subjects of their kits were Colorado-based structures, which is not surprising, and certainly the ones we're going to look at today are also Colorado-based. Before I delve into these kits, I'd like to just point out a few of the other major manufacturers that specialize in plaster kits, and certainly currently Downtown Deco is one of the leading manufacturers, and I indeed have a couple of their kits up on the shelf. Another one that was very prolific, no longer with us, but their models are readily available on the secondary market, is Guts, Gravel, and Glory. And a regional favorite from up in the Northeast, up in New England, Ed Fulaz, F-U-L-A-Z. And I have a few of his wonderful plaster kits as well. But let's get back to Model Masterpieces, and let's look at the ones that I have. You see a couple boxes here with big red X's on the box. There was a hobby shop in North Jersey that had experienced a flood in their storage area at one point, and any of the stock that was in any way affected by that just got a big red X through it. Sometimes the only damage was to the box itself, but I guess they somewhat wrote off all of these insurance-wise and then put the X on it, put it back on the shelf, and it wasn't until they were closing their doors that they pulled some of these things out and put them up for sale. And I picked up these two in particular. This is a 100-foot turntable that represents a prototype made by the Chicago Bridge and Iron Company. Included in the kit is the bridge, the pit, the deck, bearings, and all the wiring. And it was their kit number 121. It, like many of their kits, because they were so heavy, were put onto pieces of cardboard and tried to be held in place with kind of like shrink wrap. And also what is not uncommon is to find some cracks in them. Now, one nice thing about something like this is those are clean breaks and are easily repaired with yellow carpenter's glue. So there's the deck. You also see some plastic parts for, that's the turntable itself, the pit. The actual bridge is made out of styrene, and you see some wood. Now, when you are making a kit that is plaster, adhering plaster to plaster, yellow carpenter glue works quite well. And if you try to glue, let's say, wood to plaster or some other substance to plaster, then you're better off with two-part epoxy or gel-type super glue. I'm going to say that maybe the original formula Gorilla Glue might also work. have to play around with that. So turntable, and this is the Colorado Midland Roundhouse 4-stall, and it looks to me like the walls are in pretty good shape on this. And again, the doors and so forth are styrene, some wood for bracing and other things. But here's the various pieces all shrink wrapped and on cardboard. So yeah, this is, as said, a 4-stall roundhouse. On my old layout, I had a 6-stall roundhouse that was featured in an awful lot of my photos. There's nothing like a roundhouse in the background to kind of frame out a photo. Available from Model Masterpieces were add-ons for this kit, extra stall, and this is one extra stall. So I got this one recently off of eBay. They're readily available. So I'm up to a 5-stall, which is large enough. As I said, in the past I had a 6-stall, but 5-stall will do me fine. And probably this is the roundhouse I will put on my rebuild of my Jersey Highlands layout. They also produced some smaller kits that they called Instant Industries. And this is a yard office and also has a car scale associated with it. Again, some styrene and plaster, and or there are times when some of their stuff is resin, but I believe this is plaster too. So a smaller kit, again readily available, a lot of their stuff on the used market. If you want to dip your toes into trying something made out of something other than styrene or wood, it is certainly an option. Different glues, as I've mentioned, and it all comes down to the painting, the finishing on these kits, and in terms of how it looks. Talk more about that in another video. So that's it, Model Masterpieces. No longer in production, but certainly readily available on the secondary market. And you will probably see me build their roundhouse sometime over the next year or so. Key to that, and the same thing with that turntable, would be building some kind of base that will keep everything stable during the construction and also upon moving it onto the layout. So have to plan ahead a little bit on that. I hedge a little bit on whether that'll be the roundhouse I build, because I do have another roundhouse kit. This one is from a manufacturer called Hometown, and it's a brick 5-stall roundhouse. So yeah, maybe I'll do that one. We'll see. Probably only do one or the other. I'm not going to probably put 2 on my layout, so we will see. Whichever one doesn't get built now probably gets sold. Alrighty, that's it for this video. Yeah, Model Masterpieces is the featured manufacturer here, and again, a kit manufacturer that specialized in kits made from plaster. Alright, talk to you soon.